Hi, my name is Carina and welcome to the Carina Chronicles. Today I'm going to show you a young adult event where I've been and I've met some authors and it was really nice. But I'm also going to do a little update on where I've been because hi, it's been a while. So, listen. February 2023 was not what I expected it to be. As you might have seen in my last videos, I was suddenly asked to be a substitute on an orchestra and went touring through the whole of the Netherlands. While in between, I still needed to work because it was so last minute that I really couldn't get all the time off. And in between all those things, like literally having no minute for myself, I still thought that I could make 2 videos a week and also make the wrap-up and TBR videos. And actually it did go quite well. I filmed quite some things and everything was quite alright. Then I got COVID. And I don't know if you were around when I had COVID for the first and second time and when I had my vaccinations. But it is not really an illness that I do well with. My lungs just stop working and that's it for me then. So it was really horrible and I felt my dream shattering, which don't worry, eventually it was alright. But I was so distressed and everything was so overwhelming that I was like, okay, I know this channel is something I really like and I'm really proud of what it has become, but it really is the first thing that needs to go now because I cannot get better if I don't take my rest. And I wanted to spend like the 5 minutes I would have for myself filming and editing, but I didn't do it. I just slept so that I could get better, which I don't blame myself. But that's why I'm now 9 videos behind on schedule. And I have planned quite some videos that are due on a certain date because, well, they fit the time that they would be uploaded. So instead of just moving the whole schedule a few weeks later, I'm actually going to upload all the videos that I already kind of filmed and planned. I'm going to upload them anyway, just later now. So the plan is, when you see this, it will be Thursday the 9th of March, hopefully. I will be posting a video every day from that day on. And then on Monday and Tuesday even 2 videos. And then on Wednesday the 15th of March, I will be back on schedule and everything will be back to normal. So that is the plan. Then you know what you're going to see. For information, I am not going to change outfit and do my makeup for every little video because I've filmed already a lot of things, but just no intros and stuff, and well, it is just a little bit rushed. So I look like crap as today, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to tell you about my wonderful day at the Young Adult Day, and I'm also going to show you some pictures, some clips, and of course the goodie bag. So let's start with this. Enough talking. I will probably repeat this in a short version for some time in the videos because, well, I need to inform people what has been going on and what is going to happen. But brace yourself. This is going to be a fun video because it was a really fun day, even though I did not know how I managed to get there. So let me start with telling you the concept of this day. This is the first time that this bookstore, Boekhandel Broekhuis, actually organized a young adult event. They called it Deventer Book Night, which it was taking place in Deventer. And Boekhandel Broekhuis is actually the bookstore that I work at, but I just work at another city, in another department. But they still asked me if I could work that night in Deventer Because, well, I like young adult and they know that. So it's nice to have people working there at that moment that are interested in like the books and the authors that appear there. So that's really nice. They invited 5 authors, 4 Dutch/Belgium authors that I already knew of and that I, from almost everyone, already owned a book and even met them already once. They are like very popular authors to go to these events. Some of them I have met at a Young Adult Festival Utrecht, of which I also made videos, which was fun. Very much fun. And one foreign author, although it was a little bit of cheating because she actually lives in Amsterdam. She is from the United States of America, but she lives in Amsterdam. So for the first time, this was really nice that in this way they could make this event quite on short notice actually, which I know because I'm an insider in this case. And they do plan on making this a more regular thing where they will also go to different cities, also to Enschede, where I actually live. That will probably be the next one. So that is really cool. So what did I need to do? Well, that was this event. People needed to buy tickets. It was 10 euros, I believe. And for that, you would have snacks, drinks. You could meet the authors. You could personally talk with them, make pictures with them even, and you got a goodie bag as well. So I think that was a very nice, that was a very reasonable price for such an evening. There were around 50 or 60 people coming, and my job was just to show them around. It was in the bookstore, so you were also allowed to just buy books. And this bookstore, it's quite new, and they have such a young adult department. It's great. It's great. So everyone was just walking around and asking me where the books were, which was very confronting because I don't actually work there. So I was like, wait, I don't even know where the books are. I don't even know how this bookstore looks like. But I managed. I succeeded. I just used my brain and was like, okay, in my bookstore it looks like this. And as we are like the same brand, it probably is a little bit similar. And it worked. I needed just to put their coats away, just be there as a point where they could ask me. And my special task was being at the photo booth, which is great. We had a photo booth where you could just click on start. We had a lot of props and you could just take 3 pictures and then it would roll out as a bookmark. It's the cutest thing ever. It was too expensive, so we're not going to use it again, but it was great. And because there were only like 50 or 60 people and the authors were told that this was going to happen, the authors usually just went with you to the photo booth and just make pictures, which is really nice. So that was great. I am going to tell you a little bit about the authors now. So starting with the 4 Dutch/Belgium authors, Dutch-speaking authors, we had Astrid Boonstoppel, the author of Dit is hoe het ging, a book that I did like but wasn't really my style. It was a little bit too harsh for me. It is a young adult, almost middle grade, but with a lot of trigger warnings and a very dark, not happy ending, which is whoa. I didn't expect that. It's really something that you don't see that often. She also wrote a dark academia young adult called The Academie. And that book I actually won like a year ago, but haven't read yet. So that's the book that I brought with me and she signed it for me. She remembered me from Utrecht, which was really nice. So she wrote a little story in the book about how we meet each other in different places in the Netherlands, which is nice. So that was really cool. Then she, by the way, did suffer like from second book struggles. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of authors that had a very successful debut novel are like, oh my god, how am I going to live up to this with my second book? And they struggle a lot, but she eventually got out of it and now wrote her 3rd book and it was a lot better, she said. So she was like, just continue believing in yourself and eventually it will be fine. Then we had Lisa van Campenhout, who wrote Bijna Echt. which was a very funny novel. I thought it would be like a romance novel, YA, very cliche. It wasn't at all. It was a very unlikable main character, which is kind of her trademark. She wrote a second book now, and she's writing a third, and in both of them, the main characters are very unlikable again. But she writes them in such a way that you understand them and still root for them, which is really impressive. Bijna Echt was like one of my surprises of the year, actually. It was so much more fun than I expected. So I now bought her second book, Anders Beter. Haven't read it yet, she signed it for me, and I'm really excited. It doesn't have as many positive reviews as the first one, but still, it's great, I guess. And she also had this problem with the second book, but yeah, she just has stories in her mind. She just makes sure that she does it that way, you know. Then we had Lauren Dedroog, who only wrote her debut novel just yet. It's called A Curse of Crows. It's an English novel, like a Dutch author, Belgian author, publishing in English. It is actually a funny story. She wanted to publish it herself because there are no Dutch or Belgian publishers that publish English original stories. They want to promote the Dutch language, which I think is actually a good thing. So she wanted to do that, but her agent or friend or printer or I don't know, someone who was supposed to do something with the book accidentally sent it to the publisher instead, and the publisher was like, this is very good, we want this book, who are you? And they decided to publish it together with her, of course, which is very cool. I mean, that's like your dream, right? Everyone sends their manuscript to a publisher and hopes it will be published one day. And for a lot of people, it doesn't actually happen. And for her, it was the other way around. She just wanted to publish it by herself. And then suddenly a publisher was like, no, but we want to publish it, please. So it's really interesting. I should have read this already because it's a review copy. I didn't. I am very sorry about that. I also told her. The publisher that sent me all these books was actually there as well. I talked with her and I was feeling a bit uncomfortable because I was being behind with my reviews, but she was very nice and, well, I was just really enthusiastic about it. But this series is going to be a fantasy series, an English original series, 5 books if I understood correctly, or at least 3. I don't really remember. She's already writing the second and it's supposed to be scheduled quite soon. I guess that is the advantage or like the positive side of thinking you want to publishing them yourself, because then you probably have an outline for the rest of the books already and you have it like planned. You don't need to take a publisher into account and all the editing rounds. So that she now has a publisher helps with the quality of the books probably, but she still can publish quite soon, if you understand what I mean. Well, it's interesting. So I'm interested to see more of her. She actually was very funny. She was very funny and also a bit nervous because this was one of her first events, which, well, welcome to the community. We are all very nice. And then we had Lotte van der Noort, which is a young adult historical fiction author. Her debut novel was Unsinkable, which I have in my bookcase. It's about the Titanic. And she actually had a lot of slight trauma because of this, because a lot of people were mad at her about writing this story, because she wrote an evil, like a bad guy in here. And it is of course more complicated than that. So actually family members and stuff were angry at her, but it is historical fiction. She just did her research and then made a story about it. But yeah, of course, there is some resemblance to
actually existing people. And I thought this was very interesting because I am writing an historical fiction, and it is fiction, and there are bad guys. Although I try to write it as such that you understand that even the bad guys have like orders, and it's just difficult. It's not that black and white, but she has a slight trauma with Unsinkable, so it's not her favorite book. She also published Unwrittable, which is actually a book that she wrote before, but it wasn't published. Like the publisher was more impressed with Unsinkable and thought it would be a very good debut because everyone knows the Titanic. So they wanted to publish that one first and then would go back to Unwrittable. I let her sign Unwrittable because I feel like it's going to be more of a favorite for me, and she also admitted that it's more of a favorite to her. It has a special place in her heart. So, well, that's the one I chose. This is going to be a long story, by the way, but I just have so many things to tell about them. And the most interesting thing she was talking about was this historical research and how it's hard to do justice to history. But also that she really had like a separate day. Oh, that's Astrid Boonstoppel actually who said that. That she had a 4-day job, 4 days a week job, and 1 day for writing. And research is also writing, but just focusing on writing, which is actually something I should do. I have spent some days focused on writing, but I feel a lot of pressure when I do that. It needs to be more common for me. So not like, oh, I have 1 day this month to complete my whole novel or something, because that adds too much pressure. You should have like a certain evening in the week or something to always write. So I should implement that more in my life. So that was really fun. And then as an English author, we had Rachel Lynn Solomon. She's from the X Talk and the Weather Girl and some more things. I bought the X Talk and let her sign it. She was really sweet. She is actually very popular. I see her everywhere around, all her books. One of her dreams to still come true is that she would one day have a Reese Witherspoon book club pick. And of course a movie, but that was actually happening. Also Dutch translation is in the making. She was able to say that, not give a specific date yet, but that's also cool. Because she's quite popular here, but there's no Dutch translation yet, so that's strange. And well, she was just really, really kind. And kind of funny as well. And just, she was so happy to be there. Well, it was actually such a small event, so you would think that she would be a little bit like above that, but she was not. She was just very kind. So that was actually everything. I'm going to show you some little pictures of what I just told you, and then I'm going to show you the goodie bag. Okay, I never use this selfie camera anymore because, as you can see, it's quite bad, it's broken, but it's for a very short clip. But I was actually really impressed with the goodie bag. They had like 11 different books in there for different people. Well, of course, you got only 1 book, but they were all English, which is nice because it's quite popular and hard for us to get. And you could even pick your genre with the goodie bag. And for me, that was very clear. I wanted a fantasy and I got a very nice one. So I got The Binding by Bridget Collins. I actually heard great things about it and I love the cover, so I was so happy with this. Then a few other things. There was some like marketing stuff in there, which I've thrown away immediately because that's how I am. 10 Years of Sarah J. Maas pin, which I don't really like that, but I think it's a good gift in here. Like, it's perfect for a young adult day. Then we had a coupon for someone that is making goodies in the Netherlands and is quite popular, and she was also there at the event. So you have a coupon for her now, which is really, really nice as well. I think it's a good gift. A lollipop, which is always nice. A mini LED lamp, like thing for on your key. Well, random, but nice. A bookmark. And I went in the photo booth with Rachel Lynn Solomon, which was so funny. That last photo, it was so funny. We had such a funny talk. I also made a very nice bookmark photo booth thingy with a colleague of mine, but apparently I lost it because I am just a mess at the moment, which is a shame. But a very nice goodie bag in my opinion. So that was actually it. I really hope you liked it. I hope to see you at our next young adult event from the bookstore because, well, it's worth it, as you could see. And I really hope you liked this video. I am glad to be back. If you liked it, please leave a like. And if you subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell, you will be notified whenever I post a new video, which is for the coming days, like very often. I hope you'll have a lovely day filled with books, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye! I swear, even my laptop and telephone forgot how to make these videos. Everything is taking so long, everything crashes. I have been out for real and I'm back now and I'm so happy about it.